Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Marcela More podcast. It's been great having all these, uh, luckily also friends, but artists being able to join us here to tell us a little bit about the stories. The journey continues, and improving and adding a few more couple of days to the week. So hopefully, I can keep up doing this uh, 2 to 3 times a week. And yeah, everybody needs music in their life, and it's more than an art. It's a science, and it's necessary. It's a big way of communicating, and I'm very excited to be doing this and bringing great artists and great minds to the show. It's a great journey, and it's a self improvement story for sure. Today we have a very special guest, a good friend for a few years now. I'm happy that she enjoyed that she accepted to to be here in the program with us, and is a young musician that is out there a lot. Great friend, great voice, great guitar skills, great bandmate, and it comes from a really musician rich influence family. Uh, we're talking about Laura Gallant today, guys. Let's with no further comments, let's welcome her in. How you doing, Laura?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, good. I was doing good. Trying to do a little bit of fairness to an introduction to have you to the podcast. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, as I was saying, I know you have lots of things to tell us today about yourself and your most latest projects that you have been working on. I don't know what the label of the album will be, the pandemic adventures, or but anyway, but yeah, you come from a really interesting family that all of them, I mean, well, not all of them are definitely musically inclined, and a bunch of you guys are musicians. The Galan family. Tell us a little bit about that, just to start off.
Yeah, sure. So we kind of started. Well, when I joined the family, I'm the youngest of five,
Yeah.
and we were living in Dartmouth. And I just remember as a kid growing up, music was like the thing that was always around, and that my parents were always kind of like encouraging us to do. I think because they also had a lot of friends who were musicians. Um, and yeah, so I guess my brother was taking drum lessons, my other brother was taking guitar lessons, my sister was playing the fiddle. And, like, we'd go down to the Dartmouth market and they'd be fiddling, and I just remember it was such a big part of like the vibe, I guess, the
Mhm.
vibe of the market, just like the Dartmouth market that's right around the corner from here now. Yeah, and I just always loved that part of growing up. I myself, I was really influenced by their musical taste, and like by my siblings' musical taste. Uh, yeah, I remember going through I guess, my own pop phase, and then kind of gravitating more towards what they were playing at the time. So they were playing a lot of rock and roll, a lot of like punk and metal, and um, it kind of took me a while to. I don't know. I guess I was always curious. I was always curious about all types of music,
That's
and
good.
yeah,
Matt, so it'll be Matt and Phil, right? The drummer and the guitar player.
yeah, yeah. And Mark also played. Mark is the middle brother. He
Yeah.
also played guitar. The instrumentalist, one of us all, and banjo, guitar, and Yeah,
And did you guys grow up like sort of playing music together?
a
Jam a little
little bit.
bit at
Yeah,
times?
yeah. Like here at times, definitely more than others. I think the boys had a couple bands together. They went from playing like, yeah, like I said, when we were younger, they were playing like metal, and then eventually when like time passed, I think they were playing, or they were playing. They had like some bluegrass bands as well, and probably and yeah, like stuff in between. I'm sure. Um, yeah, that's as far as
Oh,
like the family band went. There was a lot of jamming, like a lot of playing music by the fire. Um, yeah, and playing music and just at parties that we would host or kind of everything like that.
and that sort of like drew the path for you to have all these different influences and becoming starting to find yourself who you were as a musician, which is it's a long term journey.
Yes, yes, yeah, hugely influenced. Like the first song I learned, for example, was from a cassette that my it was either my brother or my sister's cassette, and it was the Fugees. And I remember like just playing one of the songs that Laura Hill sings over and over again until I could sing it myself. And that was the first song I ever learned. I think I was 5 years old or something, and I was always trying to learn what they were listening to until eventually, I don't know. I guess you just are constantly finding your own taste and stuff, even still. Um, yeah, but they definitely. I kind of, I always wanted to do what my brothers and my sister were doing, as well, being the
Hmm.
youngest. So even when I started playing piano lessons is where I kind of learned how to read music and conceptualize it in that way. But then play the guitar, once I became a preteen, I really wanted to learn how to play the guitar because that's what my brothers were doing, and um,
Hmm.
I just thought it was cool. So
Oh, it's
yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, have that influence in the family. That's a big help. So yeah, tell us how you how was the rest of your own your journey, like finding yourself. You went to college for the to get your music degree. You connected with a good network of musicians there. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah.
did. I'm so grateful for that program because I was a bit one of the older kids. There was about four of us who were like we were like the older kids in the back, but because it took me a while to actually kind of kind of commit to music. I've always wanted to, but I think I had a lot of growth I needed. So I did a little bit of traveling and played along the way. I played my guitar, continuously singing. Uh, until I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that program. I heard a lot of good things about it. And I just decided to do it. And when I got there, it was the best decision I ever made. I met my bandmates who I ended up making two different bands or outside of school. So we had our school bands. I was playing in two songwriter bands, and then eventually a jazz band and a world band. Um, and then I had two other bands going outside of that. So that those 2 years were very rich in playing and learning and growing
So
in finding my own voice.
nice, yeah, because I think your taste is sort of diverse. You're not like into only one little box. You do different genres. You're influenced by different genres. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm I'm influenced by so much. Like I sometimes it makes it a bit hard. Like for a while, I really wanted to be an electronic producer because I was really influenced by
Nice.
like the dance music scene. I love dancing as an expression as well, and being able to like do that was I kind of went down that road before I got into school, um, and that just kind of turned into like like a like a noise rock kind of goth project that lasted. We played one show. I lived in Vancouver at the time. We played one show,
Oh,
and
nice.
then came back, and then I came back home and tried this program. And in the program, in at music arts at Dartmouth, that's oh, sorry. I think I should turn this Facebook messaging thing off.
No,
Okay.
no worries. Yeah.
um, yeah, the influence that kind of came through, I think because I was involved in a couple of songwriting ensembles, and what came through there was a lot of like my background of playing guitar and singing as like a like kind of folky side, I guess.
Yeah,
But I was and then I was learning jazz, so the program is very jazz based, and so I had never really listened to too much jazz before that, and it like blew my mind once I just learned, even just adding the seventh on my what I was usually playing bar chords, and just
yeah.
having that one extra harmony. I just like, I don't know, there just like something clicked, and there was like so much more open and available for expressing through jazz, like the jazz genre. Uh, yeah, and I think you hear a lot of that in music today. That I'm influenced by a lot of like stuff that's happening today because there's so much, and everything's like comes from like so many different backgrounds, and I don't
That's
know.
good.
There's so much music available right now.
Yeah, it's we're over we're oversaturated with all the information, but just in when in sense we're talking about music, yeah, it's so much, but it's good. It's good. It's good. It's
Yeah.
definitely part of us. And yeah, you're part of two. Currently, you're part of two successful bands that are. I know everybody has been a little bit dormant at times through the pandemic, but you guys are keeping up. So it's a super fluid and is it Lassis?
Lassies, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you share some of the member. I mean, some of the members are shared in between the bands. Just tell us about how Lassies and Superfluid. How did that happen? How did the bands come together?
Yeah, okay. I um I had met Beiruz Mihanka at school. Actually, I had met him before school, and we were friends beforehand, and then we went in this program the same year, and we kind of clicked instantly and like shared a lot of the similar tastes in music, a lot of like similar drive to just like make something that was influenced by what we were listening to at the time. In the time, we were listening to a lot of neo soul and a lot of like uh, R&B, and he was heavy into like into the jazz. um, and so, like I said, we were kind of the older kids in class, and then there was our two friends who were also who we also clicked with. Ting, she plays saxophone, and Charles Urich, he's a drummer. And so we were all in the same program together, and we all kind of just decided to start a band because we wanted to. We wanted to make something outside of what we were doing in the program. Um, so yeah, we just started rehearsing every week because we had access to this amazing rehearsal space. We were like, well, we should use it
That's at the college, yeah.
at the college. Yeah.
Oui.
So we were having weekly rehearsals, and we just went and saw what happened. There was a bass player that we were playing with at the time, Stephen Weston, amazing bass player, and we started Laziz. And at the same time, so Beiruz and I have a mutual friend, Shivanjan Karmakar, and he pretty much within like 3 weeks, uh, had asked if we wanted to join a band that he was starting. And we said, yeah, heck yeah. And we both went and started rehearsing with, and yeah, and they just started to flourish. Um,
Where did the name come from? Lassies.
Lessies. We were trying forever to find a name, to pick a name, and
Oh yeah, that's a tough one.
it's so hard. It's one of the hardest things. But Beers and I used to go to the restaurant Truly Tasty like every other week because they have really good ramen, and then I think he just was thinking of like Persian words, and he thought of Laziz because it means tasty. And
Ah,
he probably had ramen on his mind. What about Laziz?
in what
Um,
language you said?
Farsi.
Oh, it's in Farsi. Yes, Lassies.
Farsi, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. No, that's really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it had something to do with your name because it's Laura and La, right? I don't know. So I know it's cool. Well, it worked out that way too.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. No, what I like, yeah, I haven't seen Chubber in a while. Great man, a great musician as well. But I like a lot of the dynamic that you guys have when I have the opportunity to see you guys perform several times, and I have the dynamic that you kind of like siblings, right? Like brothers and sisters, and it's a really good harmony, and I think uh, it's it's a tough thing to achieve, right? When you're in the game of a band. But yeah, that's really cool. I don't know. Share with us like a funny story with them. I know you have tons of them, but just randomly think about one and throw it out because I know the guys are funny.
Oh my goodness, a funny story. Um, oh geez. Uh,
Yeah, don't worry about that. It'll come up. It will it will come.
I'm sure some
There's so
people.
many. It's been so many. Yeah, yeah. And but yeah, tell us. You have like how many albums you have out there right now, or in the war zone?
With Laziz, we have one EP that we did in 2018, and we haven't done any other recordings. Yeah, that band we actually have been on a bit of a hiatus. The Beers and Charles went on to study at St. FX,
Mhm.
so we kind of have been paused after that, and then pretty much after, like, when they were graduating is when the pandemic hit. So we just didn't really. We played a couple things, like some did a really beautiful video shoot for Bell TV. We had an
Nice.
opportunity, and that was last summer. We recorded 2 songs live.
Is that out there? Because I haven't come across. So maybe we can share it afterwards.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get the link because I know that for a while it was only accessible for people who were Bell 5 users.
Ah, I see.
Yes, but I don't think they were going to keep it like that forever. So
Yeah, they can't own the music.
no.
That's good. And you have, I know it's been tough. Everybody's kind of like dormant through all these restrictions. But now, since by the way, because we're in one of the longest places in the world right now in Nova Scotia, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, like things are restrictions are kind of loosening up a little bit again. Hopefully, we'll keep the fingers crossed and everybody getting the vaccination. But you have an upcoming show.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? What's going on? What is it going to be? And how are you guys excited about that? Tell me.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I have two shows coming up. The big one that's coming up soon is in 10 days, and that's 9 days. That's at the Derby, and that's with Superfluid.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Where is it
So
again?
it's at the Derby. What was the marquee?
Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that they changed already.
They changed the name. Yeah.
Is that in the on Gottingen?
It's on Gottingen Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the
All
big
right.
stage behind the local, so it's attached.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, I'm outdated.
All
when it
good.
comes to that.
Things are always changing.
Yeah. No, that's good. You're getting. And then what's the other one?
And then June 11th, I booked a gig at Gus's Pub. So that's a new project that I actually started. So
Okay, tell me
yeah,
about it. Can you share a little bit about that?
yeah, of course. So in the last, I guess, 6 months, I've
Mhm.
been just trying my hand at recording and producing. So I decided to work with just a couple, like Charles and Ryan, who is from Lizzie's, and um, yeah, we just have decided to record some of my songs that I've written. And Ryan also has a bunch of songs, so we just have been kind of fleshing out these. It's like probably an accumulation of 5 years worth of writing that I
Nice.
kind of just haven't really played with the other bands because they just feel a bit more. I don't know. They feel different than the other music. It's a bit more maybe like pop rock ish. So
But like with an electric setup, like electric guitar, bass, or more like acoustic. How is it?
yeah, I've got an electric guitar. I've been learning how to use pedals, which has been so much fun
Fun.
diving into that world. So like, yeah, getting some overdrive and some whammy going, and yeah, so just like explore. It's like an exploration project. I've been exploring more with my guitar and more just a different style, and just keeping it pretty simple.
Nice. No,
Yeah.
that's good. Good that you've been keeping busy. Yeah, like yeah, I've been very slow. Right, we got a few festivals through the last year in the summer. I did a little bit of back in January at the Halifax Celtic Festival. I put a little bit of a quartet with some people that pulled from Planache from the band, and we did a little bit of a mix of like Spanish Celtic music and a little bit of jazz. Thanks to the musicians I work with, Chris Churchill and Bill Chen, and yeah, and then Glenn was in drums. So Glenn Fraser was in the drums, like hand drums. So it was interesting, right? Really strange, as I mentioned before, like in a empty studio with like robot cameras looking at you and all that. And yeah, and it's really interesting now in the live uh, with live music because people cannot dance, right? And your music and my music is for people to dance. So uh, it's kind of tough. I don't know if they may have to come out with like virtual reality goggles, and people may have to. I don't know something, but how can you do that, right? How can you have
I
everybody
know.
sitting there?
I know. I don't know. It's a whole other world. It's been really strange.
Yeah, no. Anyway, no, things are gonna get
Like,
better. We're gonna go through that. Yeah, I think that the virtual reality would be cool. Yeah, maybe we could host like a
yeah.
big stage, and everybody like from their homes with connected. Yeah, I'm going too weird in here, but probably not too far
Maybe those
from.
people that
What's that?
I was gonna say that maybe because there's some folks that, and I've been this folks too, where sometimes I just feel shy to dance, but you might really want to. So maybe that'll be one for those folks that can dance wildly at home
Yeah,
while also being at
bring the
shows.
virtual reality on. Yeah, we need a better reality from what we're experiencing right now. Anyway, yeah, we don't even know if this is real, by the way. But oops.
It's a
Yeah,
whole
no,
other can of worms.
yeah. Talking about other interests, what are other things that Laura likes? What are other things that you like that people don't usually know because they see you on the music scene all the time? What are, I don't know, like you like science stuff or like astronomy or gardening? Yeah,
Yeah,
I actually don't know that about yourself, so I'm quite interested.
I really I like a lot of things. I guess what I spend most of my time doing, especially these days, is like hiking. I love going for hikes. And being in nature is really a happy place for me. And cooking, I love cooking with people. Um,
Yeah, because you've been working for
I
some
also
like
love.
restaurants and stuff, right?
I like to make. How's that?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
I
we're
think
back.
we lost each other a little bit. Yeah, when you talk about the cooking, I remember you have worked for some in for the restaurant industry as well.
Yeah, I've definitely have been a waitress a lot in my life, and I love it. I love serving people food, like seeing people, and I don't know, food eating is just amazing.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite like cuisine style? Do you have any
Ooh, I love Indian food. I love the
spicy?
spice. I love the spices that come with Indian food, and like a nice bowl of dal, and like just getting my hands in there and with the naan bread.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was really, yeah. I'm not any good at making Indian food. I'm actually very bad at it.
Well,
Um, but I really like eating it.
I'll say improving. You know, you can. Yeah, we always need that. Yeah, but also like growing up here in Halifax, as a city has become more multicultural, we're more exposed to all of this. I mean, I'm only been here for a decade, but yeah, and even the time I've been here, I've seen everything change quite a bit. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you. It's an interesting question. I think how do you feel music have changed yourself? How you feel music has improved you as a human being, as a person?
um, oh, it's like it's I have a lot to say about
Just
this.
say something.
um, music helped me find my voice, especially as a singer, um, and someone who I was so shy growing up. Like I really I got along with people, and I get along with people, but I have this natural tendency to be very shy and reserved, and I don't know why, but being able to sing and express that way really like cracked open my shell and
Yeah.
like just like okay, now I'm on stage and I'm talking and I'm singing like my heart out, and there's not, and it was a cathartic experience for and a release for me, because I think for a long time I just like that reservation and that like that
Yeah.
wasn't I always wanted to sing, like I always loved singing, and I would do it like in my closet, like, and I'd learn like all of these songs, and I'd be like, and I yeah, as a kid I was just always wanting to sing, but always really scared to do it. And then yeah, as I kind of like slowly crept out onto the stage and kept trying, finally I just yeah, I think when I once I had an instrument and learned how to play the guitar and sing and accompany myself, that really like I don't know, that was the point where I feel like as a adolescent, I just was able to really like release a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. In my case, it really helped me a lot, especially when I moved up here, because the when I moved from Havana, Cuba to Halifax, because the cultural change is like huge, and all of a sudden all the cultural and social codes that you were used to are completely different, and all of a sudden you feel like you don't fit. And then there's a lot of like draws back with that, like you feel like people are not paying attention to you, or that uh, your lack of confidence to fit in. It's a very complex journey, and I find in my case music has helped me a lot with my confidence, and just to be out there more. And it's not something that you just learn. It's something that it continues. It improves continuously, right? It's always improving. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's in part what I love this idea of the podcast, because it's I get the opportunity to interview local musicians, great minds, but it's also an opportunity to push myself and be out there more. I mean, um, yeah.
yeah,
So
we need it. We need it.
yeah, no, absolutely, and and I'm happy that you jumped on today with us. So I wanted to ask you this. Tell us about an It's two questions related, but I'm going to put it when someone helped you first. Tell me about like a time where in your life, that you needed help, and you asked for help. And then how did that person or something that helped you, how did that impact you? Just share a story with you, with us. I mean,
Um, music related?
anything.
Anything?
Yeah.
Um, okay.
First thing that comes to your mind that you're allowed to say.
The first one that came to mind is quite abstract and um,
We love that stuff.
okay.
Abstract is good. It's completely permissible.
I don't even know. Um, um, okay. I wait a second.
I just,
Sorry.
you know what you think about probably the I got inspired to ask this question because I recently watched like a 2 minute clip from Steve Jobs, where he
Mhm.
was interviewed about he being a teenager. He called I forgot the name. He called the owner at the time of Hewlett Packard, and Hewlett Packard, or yeah, or HP, I think. And he was putting some sort of devices together, electronics together, and he called this guy because at that time it was in the phone book, and he called that guy and said, can I get some spare parts to do this? And the guy actually laughed at him, but actually helped him, and that got him a job in the summer to work for that company, and that's what get him started. One of the most influential like figures of our times here. With Apple Computer, everything started with a question. He needed something, and he didn't stop himself from asking, and
Mhm.
sometimes the answer is there. We just need to stop the fear and ask. So that's what inspired me. That's where I was going. So if you find something like that
Yeah,
applies to Laura.
yeah. Actually, okay. You know what? I have the perfect answer. The space that I am in right now. If you can see behind me, there's like instruments everywhere.
Of
There's like
course.
it's a soundproof space that a couple of actually well-known local musicians have built in Dartmouth. They built it, I think, 10 years ago. They built it, and it's been a jam space for many artists. Joel Plaskett, Matt Mays, Aquaculture was jamming in here, I think, before I was. So people that I look up to in the music scene, and it was a fluke that I got this, and it was one of these instances. So I was living in my brother's attic before I lived here,
You should write a
and
song about that.
I wrote a
I
lot
was living I was living in my brother's attic. Please write a song about that, Laura.
of. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
It was a great attic. I loved that attic. Best sunrises every morning. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so after he was like, they were doing renovations, and he was like, Laura, like, you have a week. We're gonna start tearing these walls out. Like, have you found a place yet? And I was like, I've been looking. I just like nothing was lining up, and I was freaking out. And I had booked a hair appointment with someone who used to cut my hair when I was in high school. And I just had this hair appointment. I was like, I don't know if I can go. Like, I'm so stressed. And then I was like, no, you know what? This will be the perfect thing. She'll massage my head, and like a solution will come to me, or like I'll be on my own marketplace, and I'll find the right place. And then I sit down with the hairdresser. Her name's Esther, and she's like asking me what was going on in my life. And I was like, well, I have nowhere to live, and I have like a week to find a place. And she's like, well, what about, I've got this garage. She's like, I don't have a bedroom available, but I got a garage, and there's like this like little like a loft where I store things on top. I was like, what? It sounds perfect. Can I come? And she's like, yeah, come check it out. I come check. So yeah, that rest is history. I've been living here for the last year, and
Nice.
for the first 5 months, I had all of my clothes, like my whole like living situation was in this garage. I threw a mattress up on the loft. Like, it's not that I was just living
Nice.
up there, and yeah, and then eventually I had grabbed a room out in the house, and she really helped me, and being able to work in this space has been so wonderful.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. We should probably go see our hairdresser more often. So
Yes.
that
More
was a
or less.
great, yeah. It's the perfect timing, yeah. But I guess that the takeaway is that when we need something, and we're even if you're stressing about it, we have to just ask the question,
Yeah.
and pass the ball now. Now you have, if you haven't already, you have now the opportunity to help somebody else with whatever they need.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Totally.
that's good. What else you want to tell us today, Laura? Before we leave for today's program, share something with us.
Um. I guess just keep going. I don't know. If you feel like what the heck is going on around me in this world right now, and is anything even worth it? Like it's worth it if it makes you feel good. Like I feel like this year has been full. I've never had so many doubts in myself, but just like keeping going, even if it's, I don't know, I've gone weeks without playing,
Hmm.
and I don't usually do that, and just being okay with that. Like, oh, maybe that's just what I need. I don't know. Just like, I don't know if you wanted me to give advice, but all of a sudden I'm finding
No,
myself.
it's just your experience. It's just your experience. Whatever you're feeling, you're going through. Have you done any like live streams or?
Oh, I tried and it was a disaster. I wasn't ready, and I've never done it. I'm trying to get better at technology, and uh, I
We
really just wasn't
we all
ready.
go through that learning curve. We all go through that learning curve. Yeah, I'm still on it,
Yeah,
but
I'm going to do more though. I feel confident in, and I want to do
yeah, I
more.
mean that's a really neat jam space. I'm sure you put a couple of cameras there, hooked it up to the computer, and hey, you're gonna have a good audience. But probably after, I mean, whenever you want, but after your two upcoming shows. So the
Yeah,
most recent one is in yeah, 9 days, and is it already sold out? I'm assuming.
it is. That's yeah, April 24th. It is sold out. Um, we're playing with Lindsay Meisner and Illist Omen. Uh, Amazing musicians all around. Like it's yeah, but it's sold out. Um, yeah,
Maybe you can record it and upload it afterwards. Yeah, people. I find that people. Yeah, one of the things that I find. I mean, music is a therapy for everybody, but for ourselves, and I think this is one of those times where we need it the most, right? Just to connect, to still think and believe that we're still in this earth, and yeah. So yeah,
yeah,
please keep doing that, and thank you so much for joining the program today. As I said, this is it's a new journey for me, but I'm happy that I'm getting some response from local artists, and that they want to share a little bit of their experience. You know, and yeah, that's good. If you want to afterwards, if you want to write down a comment where you want to describe anything else that you wanted to say or that you may have forgotten, or share like a link to your music, I can just also share that to let people know more about Laura Gallant. And as I said before in the past, I think that you guys should, you and your siblings, you should do something together. I
I
truly believe
know.
that. I truly believe that, and I'm making it public now just to put some pressure there. No, honestly, you guys are great people. You guys are great people, and great musicians, and it will be so much fun. And you have I mean, Galan is a nice, it's a nice name too. You should do like the Galan siblings or something. I don't know. I think I've told you this before. You should, and I've told Phil, I think too. You should guys do that sometime. I think it will be so much fun.
We should. I slowly. It's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen.
Now everybody knows. Right on, Laura. Well, thank you so much. If you want to share anything else with us, just leave a comment afterwards. And yeah, thank you so much for being today here. And yeah, we're close, so we should maybe go out for a coffee sometime and just continue our chat about fixing the world and playing music.
Yes, I would love that. Thanks for
Right
having
on.
me. It means a
Thank you.
lot.
No, and all the best. Send me the link to any of your. I mean, to some of your live videos, so I can. I mean, your recorded videos that are out there, so I can just share a little bit with the program, and get the people who are interested in your music and your projects.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right on. Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna be everything for today, and thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, see you next time. As I said, I'm trying to do this 3 times a week now. See if I can keep up with that. I find it very encouraging because it gives me the like a this goal to keep going and keep doing things, and I'm sure it will open doors for myself or for the guests, or at least it's just something nice and fun to do. If we're not that um, ambitious about it. But yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Already. See you soon.
See ya.
Ciao. All right. Great. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. That was Laura Gallant, and we're very happy to have this brief conversation with her. I truly think you should guys check Super Fluid and Leslie's music. It's really interesting. It truly is what she describes as a mixture of different influences, a little bit of pop, a little bit of funk and jazz, and folk as well. So it's beautiful. Thank you so much, Laura, for bringing and producing all this great music. And please keep us posted with that. And that's everything for today. Please stay tuned for more episodes interviewing local artists, musicians, scientists. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel. It's Marcela Mores, and see you next time. Bye now.